Hi everyone, it's Rita from Miss Rita to the Rescue. How are you this morning? I'm hoping that I can get a few friends on to talk about this wonderful oversized project. I know that I mentioned that I was having some problems not being able to do landscape. So I'm going to try this in the portrait mode, but just so that you know, I was able to get a video camera. So hopefully pretty soon, as long as I can get it shipped, I'll be doing back in the landscape mode. So I apologize if this is going to be a little bit difficult. Good morning, Emmy. How are you this morning? But I really want to do this because, you know, it's Memorial Day weekend, and I just think this is so wonderful. It's this really giant. Hi, Penny. I'm good, thank you. Hi, Amy. Good morning. Amy shared. Thank you so much, Amy, for sharing. So I wanted to do this for Memorial Day weekend, but it's the kind of thing that can be done, I guess, through the summer. It is not a free file. It's not a free file. It's from SVG Cuts, which is run by Mary of SVG Cuts, and she does a lot of these really large files, and I found that some people are just like overwhelmed with these large files, thinking that they're very difficult. And last fall I did these giant pumpkins that are just so gorgeous, and at first, when I was looking at it, I got a little overwhelmed, thinking, whoa, I don't know if I can do something so large. But there's a lot of repetition in it, in making these files, these large files. And when I look at them, I kind of look at them. My son was really into Lego for a very, very long time. So I guess, we did Legos. And so I look at patterns, and I wanted to show you the patterns in this so that you won't get overwhelmed in other projects that she does. Okay, so this is called the Mega Star, and it is again from SVG Cuts. And so you would go to svgcuts.com and you would have to purchase it. I want to show you on her website what it looks like. Hold on, let me just pull it up here. Okay, so it's called the Mega Star, and on her website, you see that she has it hanging from her porch, which is really beautiful. Let me see how much it costs. I think it's it's $2.49, and she's done it in all of these beautiful finishes. This is like a wood finish, and this one is more of like a holographic paper, and this is just a matter of this is the glitter one. I chose the glitter one because I had a lot of glitter on hand, and you could also do it in just plain paper, solid paper, or whatever you'd like to do. It does require a lot of paper, and if you were to go and purchase this, when you go to upload this on Cricut Design Space, let's go over here. So here's my current. This is I uploaded this. It's super easy to upload, even though there are a lot of pieces. There are these main pieces, and then you've got the two internal and external or interior and exterior files. So when you're uploading the file that you purchase, you would go to upload just as we've done in the past, and we would upload, and you would upload this all in one piece. It's so much easier to do it that way. So let's see if I can't show you how to get there. Let's see. SVG Cuts. Okay, here we go. Here's my SVG Cuts. I'm going to scroll for the Mega Star, and when I get to the Mega Star, you can see that there are a lot of SVGs here. Now, this is different than with like a Dreaming Tree, where you have to do each SVG individually, because you can go to underneath the extras file and you can go to entire Mega Star separated, and that's what we want to do. Now this file, I always try to and see how big it is and all those pieces, and you can do it all in one big piece right there and then pull it into Design Space. This file is not something that could be achieved on the Joy. I suppose if you resized it, but then it wouldn't be a Mega Star. Like, I mean, if you wanted to make it smaller and cut it on the Joy, you probably could do that. But the pieces, the main piece, the piece that creates the structure, is pretty big. It takes up you have to use 12 by 12 paper, so you'd have to really make this a lot smaller. You should see I can't even get it in my camera. So so when you do import it into Design Space, you do the usual step, which is you're going to have to make the middle pieces. It consists of 3 different kinds of pieces. So here in this case is the middle piece. These are the middle pieces of this is structure, and then this on the left is your interior, and on the right is your exterior, and they're all the same. So let me show you what I mean. I'm going to move this aside. So the actual structure part is this piece here. There's 5 of them, and there's a lot of dashes, dash cut lines to create a score. So you're going to go, when you cut them out, you're going to fold all 5 of these, okay? And there's places up here, and there's a lot of dashes, so don't get overwhelmed. So once you have folded them all, you'll end up also with a pile of whatever your 2 colors. I chose red and gold for this one, but there are 2 different pieces of each. So when you're doing this, you're going to have 4 pieces, right? If I can hold it this way, maybe it's a little easier. But you'll notice that the pieces are slightly different, and they point. They have a short piece here, a long piece here. So when you're putting this together, after you've folded all of the pieces, what you're going to focus on is the exterior part. So in this particular version, I decided to put the exterior be red. So when I went to go and match up my red pieces, I have 4 pieces of red. I'm going to turn the camera ever so slightly so you can see what I'm doing here. So I have the 4 pieces of red. This is my exterior part, and they go here like this. Now the great thing about this is once you get one of these pieces done, you will get the hang of it real quickly. So first we cut everything out, and we fold at all the dashed lines, and then we have our exterior pieces, and we're going to just glue them in place. So simple. Okay, so on the front is just these 4 pieces. Now the only thing different between these are basically the points of the stars, but one of the points has circles cut out so that you can hang these. So that's the only thing different between each of the points. One point has the circles on it, but they're all cut out, so they're easy to match up. Okay, so, and you'll do this a little bit more diligently than I will, because of course I'm just kind of rushing through a little bit. So we're going to put all 4 of the exterior pieces on. Okay, so this is what we're hoping for is step 2. Okay, so we have the exterior pieces, and you can do this either one point at a time or all at the same time, like kind of like a assembly method. It's up to you. So then we're going to turn it around. And the next step is these large tabs. Now there are a lot of tabs here, so you have to discern which ones I'm talking about. These are the large, this is the small. The small ones, there's 2 of them on the exterior. The large ones, there's 4. And the 4 large tabs are there to kind of shore up your star so that it holds in place. So we're going to glue these larger tabs down. Okay, and there's 4 of them. The smaller tabs are what we're going to use to connect the star points to each other. So we're not going to fuss with those at this point in the game. We're just going to do the 4 larger tabs here, okay? Okay, now at this point we can put some of the interior, and it's best to do some of the interior pieces now than trying to do it when the point is assembled. So we need to find and, you know, like kind of locate all 4 of the interior. In this case, I'm using the gold. Let's make sure I got them. I get a little confused myself. So I want to pick out my 4 pieces, make sure they match. So here's my 4 pieces. I'm not going to put all 4 pieces on right now, but I can put 2 on. I can put the one that has this long tab here. That's what's going to connect the point together. So I can put this one on and I can put this one on, but these 2 we can put aside, okay, just for right now. So let's go ahead and put these 2 pieces on, and I'll show you. Oh, yeah, that's right. I'm doing it right. Okay, let's put that one on and this one on, completely on, okay? And you would just repeat this process 5 times. So I've got this sort of every other, starting with this long tab. Now what I can do is fold it and put glue on this long tab. And you can fold it like this. That's why we didn't put that piece, that inside piece here, because of the tab. See? Right, so then we have our first point done. And remember, we just have those 2 inside, so we're going to put these 2 back in. But what we want to do with these is we only want to put the glue on the point edge, because we need to get those little tabs to fit, and we don't want them to show. So I'm just putting the glue on the back of this part, the pointy part, and I'm going to put it in there, trying to get the best placement I can. Can push it with your fingers. The same with this one, just the pointy part, we're going to put the glue on, okay? And there is our ready to be assembled, all of these points. And as you can see, I did do ahead of time, I did do the 5 points. I want to point out this one. This is the one with the holes. This is how we're going to do our hanger, okay? So you continue on and do 5 actual points. until you have these 5 points. And you'll notice that as you have these points, there are 2 tabs on either point. These are the 2 tabs we didn't fuss with when we were doing the other ones down. So there, and you'll notice that the sides that did have the tabs that we glued down are nice and sturdy, okay? So we're going to start to assemble the star. And so what we're going to do is we're going to take 2 of the completed points and we're going to line them up. Here we go. Let me just make sure I'm doing it right. I want to show you how to do it right. So here is how we're lining it up. So there is our external tab facing forward, one of the external tabs facing forward, and then this one, no tab here, but the tabs in the back, okay? So it's gonna go together like this in the front and this in the back. And you can see it's starting to form the star. Now the tab's gonna go inside, and this is why we didn't glue here, is because we want to hide the tab. So we're gonna start by putting on the one on the left-hand side, the one with the tab facing me. All right, we're going to start by putting glue. We have to lift our piece in the back there. And we're going to line up the tab at this corner. Hot chocolate tea, Dawn? Hot chocolate tea? I guess you're having a chocolate craving. Okay, so we got the front tab done. Now we're going to flip it over and do the back. All right, and remember we have to lift this piece here. Put that glue on the tab. I get a little too much glue, a little overzealous about the glue. So now I have 2 points together, you see, and it's starting to look like a star, right? Really cute. Now you have to go back and glue the pieces, the internal pieces here, so that they lay flat. And it takes a little bit of maneuvering. Now, you don't have to put the inside pieces in, but I'll tell you, it looks really nice to have them. So it's worth the inconvenience of having to glue afterwards. Okay, so we've got our 2 pieces. Let's start with the third one. So we're just going to start with that open piece there. Same thing. We've got the tab in the front, and this one has a tab in the back. So we're just going to attach this tab through here, and then we're going to flip it over and attach the tab in the back. Let's show you that. So here's our tab. Make sure you lift that piece of interior piece there and line them up. Hold it until your tab is properly adhered. Say a few seconds, you know. Then flip it over. I want to make sure that that's really attached. Flip it over. You could actually do the interior piece if you wanted to here before you put the back together. It's up to you. All right, I got glue all over my hands, which I hate, but then we're going to do the exterior, the back tab. Lift up that interior piece, the decorative piece, hold it, make sure that it's getting really caught. I know, right? I could use 4 more hands probably. But this is fun. The result is so amazing. You're going to want to try it, I think. It's just really so big and just going to be so eye-catching. So now we've got 3 of the points there. So we're going to take the next one. We just move forward and keep doing what we're doing. So we turn it around so that the tab is in the front here. And we're going to line up with the next point so that the second tab is in the back, And once again, we're going to just put our glue right there. And we're going to make sure that that interior piece is lifted so that we don't glue it to the interior piece. And line it up really good so that you don't have like kind of a lopsided star. Flip it over. Gets a little bit more difficult as it gets larger, but it's doable. It's doable, folks. Now, Mary, this particular file came out last summer, and then over the winter, Mary came out with a similar thing, but it was a closed star. And she called them celestial lanterns, but I haven't yet done them, but I did buy the file, so I'm going to hopefully do that next time. You actually, if you look on her site, they're called celestial lanterns. Okay, if you add a little more glue on the tab, when you squeeze the glue, will ooze out. Yeah, you could do that way. Sorry. Yeah, you could do it that way as well. I think it's just a personal preference. Okay, so, and then here is the final one. Tab. Put that last piece in there, and yeah, it does get a little bit overwhelming. You got to be prepared for this. So there's our final one. We still have to connect that last piece, but we will do that the same way we did the other one. Turn it over. Okay, so now we just have to do, I know I keep turning it over, but we have to just connect the last piece here. Can you use the Easy Press Mini on Infusible ink? It's off topic, but yes, you absolutely can. You absolutely can use the Mini on Infusible ink. I've done it and it works out great. The only thing that it does not work, the Easy Press Mini doesn't work with the Infusible ink, is the coasters. The coasters are, they need a very long, very steady heat. Okay, so now we're just closing it up, turning it around, doing this side. So I think, to be honest, you spend more time cutting this out than you do actually putting it together once you get the hang of it. It's not something to be terribly overwhelmed with. It's just big. It's not so overwhelming. Okay. So, and there is our star. Now, it will get a little bit more sturdy as the glue dries up, but it's still pretty sturdy. And what you'll do is, here's our point that has all of the holes in it, and we would turn this and cut a piece of baker's twine. I believe I have some baker's twine in here. And actually, I think the best way to do it is probably to cut two pieces, if I can find my scissors. Here we go. To cut two equal pieces. And if you have a needle, a large head needle, this works best. But then you would just go into here through here, and you might have to sort of finagle away in there, but you can have it come out on this side, so you end up with this on this side. You can flip it over and do the same on the other side. That's better than threading the same piece of string or twine through all 4 holes. Okay, I'm just having a little trouble getting this 4th hole in, but I will get it. There we go. All right, so we've got the 2 pieces on either side, and they should be lined up equally. Here we go. There we go. And then you can just tie it off at the top with a top knot, or however you like to tie it. Again, personal preference here. And then you're able, you can clean this up a little bit if you want. You could even go and hide that knot. It's up to you. But then you're able to take your entire star and hang it from, let's say, the top of a gazebo, or in my case, I think I'm going to put them on. I have ceiling fans on my porch, and so how do I get it perfect the first time? Well, you know what? Actually, I've made these already. This is my 4th time, so maybe the first one wasn't perfect, but I persisted. Okay. Yeah, isn't it? It's really nice. And, you know, if you have specialty paper, as long as you have enough of that specialty paper, what I found was the interior and the exterior pieces required, I think it's 5 pieces of paper to do that piece. And I didn't have 5 pieces of, like, I had some specialty 4th of July, that kind of patriotic thing, but I didn't have enough of it. So I chose the solid, and in this case I chose the glitter. But it's really beautiful. As you can see, it's very big. That's why it's called the Mega. And it's just really a fun project. It's going to look really beautiful. As soon as I get it up on my porch, I will show you how it looks, and it swings beautifully with the open part of it in the summer breeze or whatever. And it's just a really fun project. And for $2.49, I don't know what you'd pay for this if you went to the store, but I think it would probably be a lot more than $2.49. So I hope that you try this, and if you do, I hope that you post what you've done, whether it's in my community group or on my Facebook page. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can also join me on Facebook at Miss Rita to the Rescue. Let's see. So that is it. Believe it or not, we kind of got through that in less than a half an hour, and I'm pretty excited to also let you know that tomorrow night we are going to be doing an Infusible Ink Workshop. So Emmy asked about Infusible Ink with the Mini. We're going to be working with both the Easy Press Mini and then the regular sized Easy Press 2. And we're going to be working also with the Joy, and showing you how the Joy can do infusible ink. It's the same theory as with the Maker or Explore, so it's going to be really, it would be $10 to $15 with the paper if you didn't already have the paper, but I already had the paper. So, oh, you mean $10 to $15 in the store? Yeah, possible. I really don't know. Ever since I've learned how to do paper crafts, I don't buy anything like cards or anything made from paper anymore. So I feel like I can do these things at a really good price for me, because it keeps me busy and it's challenging as well. So, okay, so on to tomorrow night's date night will be at 7 o'clock. I also have 3 giveaways to do. This month our giveaway is the personal trimmer, which is that trimmer that we use a lot for cutting paper. Let me see if I have mine on hand right here. So you'll get a personal trimmer. That's what we use a lot for cutting papers, but it also does scoring. So you'll get a scoring blade as well. It's not really a blade, scoring tool. You get one of those as well. And then you'll also get one of my absolute favorite things by Cricut. It's called a True Control knife, and you actually get the kit. This is a True Control knife, and it's basically an X-Acto knife, but souped up, a souped up X-Acto knife. So so we're going to give away 3 of these prizes, and it's a kit. You get additional 5 blades, and it's just a wonderful X-Acto knife, very sharp, and gives you 5 blades to change them out, and very easy. You don't have to cut yourself when changing the blade. Okay, so that's tomorrow night at 7 here on Facebook Live, and I'm trying to think if there's anything else. So we're going to do 3 of those giveaways, plus we're going to be doing Infusible ink, and just sort of doing, you know, bring your questions about fusible ink. I think a lot of people haven't tried it yet, and it's a really fun project to try, and it's really not terribly expensive. Now that it's launched, you'll notice that a lot of the items have gone on sale as well, and there's tons of t-shirts, and we've got the coasters, and I think we also have the tote bag. I think tomorrow we'll work on t-shirts, and I haven't picked out a design yet, but I want to just talk about all of that. The knife is awesome, Amy. It's called the True Control knife. It comes in different colors. This one's blue, it comes in lilac and pink, but the thing that I like most about it is the fact that the blade locks and unlocks. So you unlock it to remove the blade, and then you lock it, because my experience with X-Acto knives is that the blades were always coming loose when I was using it, and it works very well, and it works great on just about everything. I think I use my True Control knife at least every day, at least once a day, every day. So it's really a great tool for you as a crafter. So, okay, I think that's it. Unless there are any other questions about this project, let me know if you decide to try it, and what information you might need to help you achieve this look. It's really such a beautiful thing, and I'm so excited to be able to put this on my porch. And now I'm going to have 3 of them, so I can have one for each of my once of each. I called Cricut one day about it, saying I can't find it anywhere. She said, no worries, I'll send you one for free. Really, Teresa? That's awesome. Yeah, they're very generous. Now, speaking of Cricut, I do want to mention that if you have an order that is in the system, they are very diligently working to get those out to you. We had a meeting this week to talk about that. But I also wanted to mention that the chat and the phone have been relatively off the top there. So if you've been trying in the last couple of weeks to get a hold of them, maybe give it a little bit of time and then call them. And it's best to call them earlier in the day if you're going to call than later in the day, because they're on the what I think it's central time, and I'm on the East Coast time, so I always think, oh, I got to call them before the end of the day, but they're actually there an additional hour or two hours, I think, than what I'm used to. So So just be patient there. It will happen. It will come to you if you place the order. Okay. And let's see. I think that's it for today. I hope you all have a wonderful day. I'll see you tomorrow at 7 o'clock here on Facebook Live, Miss Rita to the rescue. And if you're following me, you'll get notification that I've gone live. Okay? Wonderful. You ordered, and I got the last piece yesterday. I have the same thing. I received half of an order. And then I got notification yesterday that the other half was shipping. So they're trying. This is sort of new for them. I think it's new for a lot of people, the whole pandemic, but also being overwhelmed with fulfillment. It's just growing pains, and they'll grow in and out of them very, very easily. I've had the same situation when I worked for a fulfillment center and a call center. It just takes a little time for them to sort of catch up. Sometimes when you have that quantity, it just gets overwhelming. Okay? So every wonderful thing for you today, everyone. And we'll see you again tomorrow, hopefully, on our Cricut Date Night. Have a wonderful day.